Anita Desai is an Indian novelist, writer, and professor. She is born on 24 June 1937 in Mussoorie, Uttarakhand, India. Her important books are Clear Light of Day 1980, Fasting Feasting 1999, In Custody 1984, The Village by the Sea 1982, The Artist of Disappearance 2011, Cry the Peacock 1963, Fire on the Mountain 1977. She has been shortlisted for the Booker Prize 3 times for her 3 novels Clear Light of Day, Fasting Feasting, In Custody. Cry the Peacock is her first novel. She received the Sahitya Academy Award in 1978 for her novel Fire on the Mountain. She also won the Guardian Prize for The Village by the Sea in 1983. Her other works include The Peacock, Voices in the City, Fire on the Mountain, and an anthology of short stories, Games at Twilight, etc. Fire on the Mountain is a 1977 novel by Anita Desai, an Indian writer. The book focuses on an elderly widow's isolation and loneliness as it tells the story of Nanda Kaul, who lives in Kasauli and leads a solitary existence. This novel is written in 1970s India and published in 1977. The setting of this novel is a house situated in a small Indian town in the Himalayan foothills. Point of view is third person omniscient. The important characters in the novels are Nanda Kaul. Nanda Kaul is an elderly Indian woman who grew up in a privileged family. She married the vice chancellor and spent much of her adult life rearing their children, managing their servants, and helping her husband by hosting guests in their home. Second character is Raka. She is Nanda Kaul's great granddaughter. Her mother Tara is the daughter of Nanda's daughter Asa. Ila Das is Nanda Kaul's childhood friend. Ram Lal is Nanda Kaul's elderly cook. Vice Chancellor was Nanda Kaul's husband. Asa is Nanda Kaul and Vice Chancellor daughter. Father Nanda Kaul's father was a wealthy businessman. He features heavily in the stories Nanda Kaul tells Raka. As a character in these tales, he travels to exotic locations, cultivates exotic fruits, and keeps exotic animals as pets. Tara is also Asa's daughter. She is married to an abusive and philandering diplomat, and she is Raka's mother. Veena is Asa's daughter. Rima is the Ilada's sister. And Miss David is the mathematics instructor with whom the vice chancellor conducts lifelong affair. Grain seller is a shopkeeper in the Kasauli Bazaar who is kind to Iladas. Preet Singh is a villager who resents Iladas' interference in his attempts to marry off his 7-year-old daughter for financial gain. He murders Iladas in retaliation. Elderly Nanda Kaul lives in a cottage called Karignano in the foothills of northern India with no one but her cook Ram Lal for company. She came here after her children were grown and her husband, the vice chancellor of an Indian university, died. She cherishes the solitude and isolation of her widowhood until her family sends her great granddaughter Raka to Carignano to recuperate from a bout of typhoid. Raka is a quiet, withdrawn child who prefers solitude. She rarely speaks to Nanda Kaul and she spends most of her time exploring the countryside, especially the ravine that runs below the ridge. It is a dangerous place full of trash, potentially rabid jackals, and even according to Ramlal, evil spirits. The one time Nanda Kaul insists on walking with Raka to nearby Monkey Point. Raka makes no secret of her displeasure over the intrusion. Nanda Kaul in turn resents Raka independence and to try to tempt the child into friendship, Nanda Kaul starts telling her fabulous tales about her childhood. Over the summer, Raka sneaks onto the grounds of the nearby Kasoli club on the night of their summer party. The masquerade ball, with its costumes and erratic revelers, scares her because it reminds her of times when her father came home drunk and heaped abuse on her mother Tara. Not long afterward, she sees her first wildfire burning on some distant hills. Wildfires are common in the area during the hot, dry summers. Then Nanda calls childhood friend Iladas comes to tea at Carignano. Nanda Kaul and Iladas grew up together as the privileged daughters of upper class families. But Iladas' brothers squandered the family's fortune, leaving her and her sister Rima destitute. Nanda Kaul twice rescued her, first by getting the vice chancellor to offer her a job at the college, and then by helping her to get a job as a government welfare worker. Now she makes a major living trying to encourage rural villagers to turn from outdated practices like child marriage and folk medicine and to embrace modern medicine and progressive social modes. She struggles to survive on her salary. At tea with Nanda called one day, Iladas reminisces about the good old days, but the charmed mood breaks when she mentions Miss David, the Vice Chancellor, long-term mistress. Nanda call makes it clear that the tea is over and it is time for Iladas to leave. Although they both know that she needs help, Iladas cannot bring himself to ask for it. Ananda Kaul cannot bring herself to offer it. As Ilada sets out for her home deep in the valley, Raka steals a box of matches from the kitchen and sneaks into the ravine. Iladas stops by the Kasauli bazaar even though she is too poor to afford anything. Before she reaches the safety of her hut, a villager named Preet Singh, enraged by her attempt to interfere in the marriage of his 7-year-old daughter, attacks her. He strangles and rapes her and leaves her body by the side of the road. The police call Nanda Kaul at Carignano and ask her to come identify Ilada's body. As she struggles to comprehend the news, Raka knocks on the window pane, summoning her great grandmother to witness the wildfire she had started in the ravine. Nature, human connection, memory, hardships of women, exile, perils of motherhood, loneliness, alienation, the nature of freedom, honesty and self reflection, trauma and suffering, class and privilege, female oppression are some themes of this novel. Thanks for watching.